who are the owners of Pinnacle?
You've been telling us and telling Ugandans that Kampala-Express Highway is the most expensive road in this world. But look at the saga in the report. And to the chairperson, we know, they always say that when you fight corruption, sometimes corruption will fight back. Don't get worried. We are going to stand with you.
In serious countries, this report can only be considered to be stratospheric hallucinations. This can't be believable in serious countries.
I support the committee recommendations 100% for immediately terminating the contract, the existing contract.
The committee observes that the extension, when the contract ended, they gave them an extension of 1 year at 36 billion. Remember, our average collections per month are 42 billion. Per year, sorry, are 42 billion. Now they are giving them another extension of 36 billion, meaning we are now looking at 6 billion for Uganda. The committee observes the extension of the contract of the KE in favor of Pinnacle Limited is irregular because it was obtained in total disregard of Article 1195 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. The extension of the contract, the committee observes that whereas the contract was supposed to expire on 23rd May 2026, an novation agreement was executed on May 8th, 2026 in order for Pinnacle Security Limited to operate and maintain the KEE. The contract legally expired on 23rd May 2026 because the extension of the contract wherein government has an interest was obtained in contravention of Article 1195 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, 1995. The committee further observes such extension of contract without legal advice of the Attorney General is barred by law and barred in law, and such is null, void, and unenforceable. The committee observes the extension was given at a total sum of 36 billion for 1 year, whereas ministry justified this was the existing balance. You will see they will be telling you from the 122 some money was not given to the operator. And it is true because some of this money was attached, if you had seen the earlier table, to unmeasurable road maintenance. But because it was a new road, they could not spend all of it, because this money you must account for. And therefore it also reduced the VAT. So they did take all of it, 36 remained. So more or less as if they said, okay, even the remaining, give us another contract, we finish it. So the committee observes that the extension was given a total sum of 36 billion for 1 year, whereas Minister of Works justified this was the existing balance on the previous contract under Egis. This was unintentional ploy to exhaust the entire contract sum. Because now the money that was left because of VAT, because of unmeasurable costs, is going to be rebalanced to the lump sum cost of maintenance, which must be spent. It was zero. There was poor achievement of performance indicators highlighted by UNRWA from the onset and even by the time of the expiry of the original contract of Egis. However, the Ministry of Works advertently, purposefully, consciously, knowingly and deliberately extended the contract for another period of 1 year contrary to the satisfactory performance requirement in clause 39(1) of the particular conditions of the contract. If you know these people can't install an independent monitoring system, they have failed to install it in 5 years. Why are you extending to give them another time? Even up to now, they are 3 months into the new contract. They have still not installed it. The official finds all the officials knowingly participated in the extension of the contract with Pinnacle, the operator, culpable under Section 10 of the Anti-Corruption Act, Cap 116. The committee further observes that UNRWA and Ministry of Works had adequate time during the 5-year contract to prepare a takeover of the operation and maintenance. This is justified in the contract when staff or Ministry of Works were taken by Egis for capacity building to India for a whooping colossal sum of 220. Those who worry about government taking over, we have 12 staff that were taken to the University of Engineering in India to study tolling engineering. And we paid 220 for these key professionals. And they are under Ministry of Works. So in case you doubt government's capacity to manage, we have evidence. We paid money and they are here, they are at the ministry. They are Ugandans. Yes. General observation. Section 19(1) of the UNRWA Act repealed provided that the ED was responsible for the day-to-day operations and administration of the authority. The committee notes that whereas the ED, Ms. Allen Kajina, made several attempts during the implementation of the contract in 2022 to put the operator to order, for example, in her letter to the Commissioner General, URA, to carry out a forensic audit on 28th November 2022, having noted possible manipulation or worse still, system inefficiencies in regard to data protection and integrity. Similarly, in her letter dated 2nd December 2022, notifying Egis of the UNRWA internal audit, having stated that she had received various reports that the system for the toll revenue collection had been rejected by the project manager as it did not meet the standards as per the contract provisions. Further, that there were incidences of data disappearance. Therefore, the committee observes that the ED failed to explore all avenues available to ensure the operator fulfills his contractual obligations, including termination, most especially when the operator failed to install the independent traffic monitoring system stated in clause 39.1, particular conditions of the contract. 2, avail software codes. He failed to avail software codes for us to audit him up to now, but they still left him to continue. And to install the weigh-in motion scales, which were all tools the government would have relied on to audit the toll revenue operations as seen in the forensic audit reports of UNRWA and URA, and as will be explained in the committee report. Recommendations?
You've done 1 hour now.
I've finished. Recommendations. Recommendations. The committee recommends that the Ministry of Works and Transport terminates the contract with immediate effect pursuant to clause 5922 C and D of the general conditions of the contract on the basis that the operator is in breach of the contract, having neglected or failed to perform his obligations precisely set out in the contract as herein above explained. 2, the committee recommends the Ministry of Works and Transport takes immediate charge of the operations and maintenance of the Kampala-Entebbe Expressway in a bid to save government of Uganda from huge expenditure on private contractual arrangements for the benefit of the taxpayer, specifically for the repayment of the loan. 3, the committee recommends that URA, because we can't trust Ministry of Works to also collect the money, someone must audit the other. The committee recommends that URA takes over revenue collection of the toll fees and immediately put in place an electronic payment system for purposes of easy transactional audit.
Order.
All revenues.
Order from Minister might want to guide national guidance.
During recommendations.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I do appreciate the submission of the chair of the committee, and he had just started his recommendations, and he highly recommended the ministry, a full ministry of the government of Uganda Works, to take over management of the toll road. And after recommending the whole ministry, and again makes a statement that we cannot trust the Ministry of Works. Right Honorable Speaker, is the chair of the committee in order to recommend and turns against and says he does not trust the entire Ministry of Government of Uganda?
Okay. The reason I allowed the Honorable Odia is a vanguard, is a fight against corruption. So I'm sure what is raising now is going to form part of the debate when we have concluded So I will preserve my ruling until we end the debate. So the chair conclude. Yeah.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. But just for the record, the first recommendation was there are many activities in managing the express. Ministry of Works takes over maintenance, but URA takes over the collection. The reason as why we separated the two is to have checks and balances. 3, the committee recommends that URA takes over the revenue collection of the toll fees and immediately puts in place electronic payment systems for purposes of easy transactional audit. All revenue collections should be deposited in the control account as per the financing agreement. 4, the committee recommends that the Minister of Works and Transport, during the process of the project takeover, gives priority to the current operators' staff who are qualified and competent during recruitment for the purposes of service continuity, and also to tap into the expertise and or experience. 5, the committee recommends that the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Works and Transport, then, who issued the illegal and lawful felonious notice of extension of contract to Pinnacle Security at the tune of 36 billion on 20th May 2026 for a period of 1 year without approval of the Attorney General, contrary to Article 1195 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, 1995, be investigated with a view of prosecution by the IGG and the Director of Public Prosecutions for abuse of office pursuant to Section 10 of the Anti-Corruption Act, Cap 116. 6, the committee having found the immediate former and current Auditor Generals, respectively, to be largely in the neglect of their duty to conduct financial and value for money audits in respect for a vital project like the Kampala-Entebbe Expressway that involves public funds as mandated under Article 163(3)(b) of the Constitution and Sections 13(1)(b) of the National Audit Act, now recommends the current Auditor General be suspended from performance of his office on account of him being incompetent, and a tribunal be appointed by the President to carry out an investigation on the current Auditor General's competence pursuant to Article 163(10)(c), 13 and 15 of the Constitution. The former Auditor General be thoroughly investigated with view of having him prosecuted by the IGG or Director of the Public Prosecution. 7, the committee recommends a forensic audit be carried out on Egis Pinnacle revenue toll system from inception with a view of recovering all lost government revenue that would have been used to repay the road infrastructure loan by both URA and the Office of the Auditor General. 8, the committee recommends that through a thorough investigation be made by CID and under Uganda Police Force and the IGG on the entire personnel in charge of the operations and maintenance of the tolling system for the KEE, with a view of being prosecuted for the offense of unauthorized modification of computer material under Section 13 of the Computer Misuse Act, Cap 96 of the offense of causing financial loss under Section 19 of the Anti-Corruption Act, Cap 116. 9, the committee recommends the government recovers from Pinnacle Security Limited all funds that were from the illegal free passes as per the Roads Act, Cap 346, attributed to its staff through an audit process by the Office of the Auditor General. For example, the completed toll free passes at Busega Toll Plaza between January 2022 and June 2026 amounting to a total cost of 314,355,000. 10, the committee recommends that URA should undertake a forensic audit on Pinnacle Security Limited in order to establish the tax liability with a view of recovering any circumvented tax through under-declared income. 11, the committee recommends that all UNRWA technical staff in the user department and PDU that were directly involved in the process of procurement of Egis roads operations, whose functions were defining technical requirements, drafting procurement plans, participating in bid evaluation, and managing the contract, be individually investigated by the Office of the IGG with a view of prosecution for causing financial loss when they prioritize giving an operator a tune of 122 billion at the expense of the taxpayer when they anticipated only 146. 12, the committee recommends the Minister of Works and Transport with immediate effect install digital audit mechanisms that were envisaged, such as in the operation and maintenance agreement, which were never installed the independent traffic monitoring system and the high-speed way in motion scales to facilitate future audit by all relevant agencies. 13, the committee recommends that the UNRWA accounting officer and members of the UNRWA board of 2017 to 2023 who did not effectively provide their oversight role, strategic guidance to UNRWA when they failed to provide strategic leadership on the opinion of the authority to operate and maintain the KEE rather than opting for an operator at a cost of 122 billion, therefore causing financial loss to government at the expense of the loan repayment. Furthermore, the members of the UNRWA board of 2023 to the UNRWA's rationalization, there are different sets, who failed to offer strategic guidance to terminate the operation and maintenance contract with Egis, that failed to install the bare minimum requirement of the independent traffic monitoring system and the way in motion scale that would have facilitated government to carry out an effective audit as per the operation and maintenance contract, therefore causing financial loss to the government of Uganda, be investigated with a view of having them prosecuted by the IGG for causing financial loss contrary to Section 19 of the Anti-Corruption Act, Cap 116. And lastly, the committee has since established the extension of the contract did not meet the statutory requirement of the Attorney General's legal approval and recommends that the lack of Attorney General's legal advice, therefore, the extension of the Pinnacle contract on May 20th, 2026, as required under Article 1195 of the Constitution was illegally and was an illegality and cannot be cured. Therefore, there is no subsisting contract with Pinnacle Security Limited. In case you are fearing financial implications, court, there is no contract. In conclusion, honorable members, it is there. But in conclusion, I wish to thank the Right Honorable Speaker, the honorable members of the committee, the staff, office of the clerk that supported us during this investigation. I beg to submit.
Honorable Chair, I am required to establish whether you have a minority report.
Thank you, Right Honorable. The report was signed by 24 members out of 30, and we don't have a minority report.
Honorable Nyakato, you have a minority report?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I want to commend the Chair and the members of the committee for the very elaborate, on-spot and timely report. I also want to say this, that as a shadow minister, but also as opposition members of Parliament on the committee, who are on the same page with the committee report. But I wanted to re-echo just a few things, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, the $350 million that went on the express highway construction is being paid by you and me. Your children, my children, your great-children and your great-grandchildren, they will all pay this money. Right Honorable Speaker, the repayment scope was supposed to be 13 years to recover that $350 million US dollars. According to revenue projections, it shows that we may be able to clear in 16 years. But also, according to the findings of the committee, if we don't bridge the gaps of the financial losses being caused today, we may be in position to clear, to repay in 2051. Right Honorable Speaker, on that note, therefore, I want to re-echo these observations. One, cash collections. First of all, they are so tempting and risky to collectors and also causes government financial losses. Right Honorable Speaker, manual collections also are not reliable, but also when it comes to auditing, it becomes very complicated. Right Honorable Speaker and members, UNRWA and Pinnacle did make a contract, and Pinnacle was supposed to install an independent traffic monitoring system to automatically detect how many cars have utilized the toll system on a daily basis, which they did not install. Right Honorable Speaker and members,
thank you.
The contractor
since you're
It's
a
my
member
maiden
of the
speech, Right
committee
Honorable. Shadow
and the
Minister.
shadow minister.
My maiden speech, Right Honorable Speaker. As
Yes,
Shadow Minister.
I know you are concluding. Please, 1 minute to conclude, and I want to invite the Minister of Works.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Therefore, I want to re-echo the recommendations stated in the committee report that the contract of Pinnacle be terminated with immediate effect. Right Honorable Speaker, I also want to re-echo that with immediate effect, you are Minister of Works, with immediate effect takes over maintenance of the Entebbe Expressway. Right Honorable Speaker, finally, I pray that this committee report be adopted without further debate. Right Honorable Speaker, I submit.
Thank you. Minister of Works, we shall get to the minutes of Works. The other one was the shadow. Let's now hear from the real Minister of Works.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. And I want to thank the committee through our good chairperson for the good comprehensive report, of which also he participated as a ministry because we were invited and attended with the technical people of the ministry, including the former staff of UNRWA. And Right Honorable Speaker, I do agree and accept the move the chairperson of the committee is taking, which is right, and I appreciate him. And all of us in this country, we want to work to move and want to ensure value for money. And where there is corruption proved, we need to get a way to stop such a things. But this is a very big report, which I've got today. I request time to internalize it. Then I can also come and speak comprehensively from the informed point of view. Thank you very much.
You said you need time?
Yes, Right Honorable Speaker. I need time to read through this comprehensive report because it is a very important report, so that I come back and report from the informed point of view. Thank you.
Thank you. We've had, please. I can just imagine how you're feeling. And it's okay to feel that way. The Attorney General, before we proceed, there are recommendations you listened here. There are about 14. And your office is being mentioned severally. Do you have something to say about? Or we give government time to respond fully? Attorney General, I think, you want to say something? Okay.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I just want, Honorable Speaker, to endorse your last statement. It's the whole report, and we want to look at it wholesomely as a government. We study that report and come back with a comprehensive reply.
Yes, let us be calm. Me as Speaker, I was ready. My work is to listen. I don't debate. But if you want to have a good debate, like a football match, both sides must be ready. Now I'm told one side is ready, the other side is not ready. Chairperson.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. When you adjourned this matter last week on Thursday, the Honorable Minister of Works was here present with me, and he had your communication. And it was uploaded then. And furthermore, the Deputy Attorney General was also here. Even today morning when I talked to my very good minister in the morning, he said he had read the report and it was a very good report.
The minister who is telling the truth, and I know you as a very honest man.
Right Honourable Speaker, as you have rightly said, I'm a very honest man, and I'm among a few who are fighting corruption. We are tired of corruption in this country. And I'm not against the report of the committee, but I'm requesting time honestly to look at it, understand it, internalize it. I come and speak from the informed point of view. I don't tell lies this hour.
Honorable Zake.
Right Honorable Speaker, I thank you for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, some of us have just received, actually all of us here, have just received this report. And it is so clear. It is so clear that we have just been following the chairperson, reading almost everything. If you're a good listener and you're able to follow up, you're able to understand some clear things and you note them up. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to put the minister on order. Is it in order to request for time and you're not able to be specific enough to let us know about what time do you need for you to be able to read and understand the report so that you have a way forward on your side? That is my order.
Honorable members, this report has been with us for some time, for a week. That was not uploaded. The danger of what is the shortcut to deal with this report? Isn't it to debate it and we dispose it off? Can I get Honorable Batra? Let's not postpone this thing.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleagues. This is a matter that should not be delayed. It should be handled expressively.
2 minutes.
Right Honorable Speaker, right from the time we enacted the Public Finance Management Act, accountability shifted from being institutional to being personal. The person, the accounting officer at the time, should be reprimanded and should bear full blame in capital words. Secondly, we have seen that this company has not been remitting tax. And we have seen clearly that even the person taking this money, the collections to the bank, has been stealing to a tune of $1 billion in just a space of a month. We should, in our recommendation, add a recommendation requiring Uganda Revenue Authority to go and re-audit and claim our full tax. I've seen Ugandans having their properties getting sold simply because they have a tax to pay with URA. So we can't sleep on this kind of duty. I thank the committee and I associate with all the recommendations.
Honorable Mwiru, Paul. I'm going to do 7 this side. So don't even try to get up. I've seen you. I'm going to pick. Yes.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I want to take this opportunity to thank the chairman for this very good report. Right Honorable Speaker, it is when you read Article 79, it's our duty to do oversight. And the Constitution under Article 164 creates a duty on everybody to account. Right Honorable Speaker, we are dealing with criminality. that actually monies have been collected and a different amount of money is banked. We normally have loans in this house. We create a burden on taxpayers, on Ugandans, yet money is being siphoned out of the system as the taxpayer keep on suffering. Honorable Speaker, I want to applaud the committee for this good work done. But also, Honorable Speaker, one of the vices we have to deal with actually is maladministration. Because there are people who are supposed to detect the loss of money. And actually they kept quiet about the same. And maladministration is the biggest form, actually, than even corruption itself. Because, for instance, you are the gatekeeper. You keep quiet as money is being siphoned out of the system. I want to invite colleagues that we are dealing with a bipartisan matter. This matter is not just about you and about your feelings, but it's about the country. I invite colleagues that the public out there looks at us as actually the people who are responsible of following up on their path. We got a loan, Honorable Speaker. A road was built. The money which would be helping to service the loan is being put in the hands of the individuals. So I call upon everybody to rise up to the occasion. It's only now that either rise up to the occasion and speak against corruption, because you cannot fight corruption by actually keeping quiet about it. This is the only opportunity we have, colleagues, members of parliament, on both sides of the house, that we support the committee report, we support the recommendations passed. If the minister, in his view, he thinks he needs to study the report, you're going to study the report when you're making treasury memorandum on action taken on this report. I thank you.
Thomas Seruka.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker and members and the committee chair. No wonder we are the same size, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker.
To impute that you share the same brain also.
Right Honorable Speaker, Entebbe Expressway is one of those roads which are mandated to citizens of this country to relinquish money to this government. When members of the public give in money to the government, that money requires strict accountability. Now that we have this saying of Chisanja, no sleep, all what I see in the report is that government deliberately decided to run away from its responsibility. Second of all, Right Honorable Speaker, why is it that we are discovering this in 2026? Why is it that after a period of 4 years, we come out and say, there has been siphoning of money for the last 4-6 years? Thirdly, why is it that we always have almost the same names? If it is not Pinnacle, it is Pinetti, it is Patrick, or something of that kind. There needs to be an investigation done, that we don't run here at Parliament trying to say, oh, all of this has been happening over the last 5-6 years, when we are silent on job. Lastly, Right Honorable Speaker, we want government to wake up to the realities of what is happening in this country. In serious countries, this report can only be considered to be stratospheric hallucinations. This can't be believable in serious countries, that a road can exist for over 4-6 years.
Honorable Nsamba.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I stand to associate myself to the committee report and categorically say that I support the committee recommendations 100% for immediately terminating the contract, the existing contract, and if the minister wants to get back to this parliament, he should get back to us to tell us that, you know, since a parliamentary recommendation was taken, this is the action we took. Right Honourable Speaker, I was reached out as chairperson Public Accounts Committee, telling me that, you know, what physical infrastructure is doing is accountability matters. But Right Honourable Speaker, when you give chance to our Auditor General and Auditor General's reports, they will never make you go this deep. They will be there, they present something, a little shallow, they will not talk about these things. So Honourable Mpaka, kudos to your team. Thank you so much for the work done. And I would like to implore our Auditor General and his team to pick this report and use it as a way to report about entities in this parliament. This should be the template. You go deeper and bring out issues so that the public and members of parliament can appreciate this. Right Honourable Speaker, this matter should be concluded today, and we must immediately require the minister to come back and report on when and how is terminating the contract of
Honorable Ayagalachi Jamal. Simanyi byayagala.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, mine is just simple. After seeing the Minister of Works responding to this saga in this report, it made me to get disappointed. Because I have been seeing Honorable Balam arresting people immediately. But according to this report, Right Honorable Speaker, we don't even want to waste time. The road must be closed. Two, the people eating our money, they're supposed to be arrested immediately. Immediately. How can, Right Honorable Speaker, they have been telling us and telling Ugandans that Kampala-Expressway is the most expensive road in this world. But look at the saga in the report. And to the chairperson, we know, they always say that when you fight corruption, sometimes corruption will fight back. Don't get worried. We are going to stand with you. No one is going to scare you when we are here as members of parliament. We are here to represent our people and to see that our money, I mean, to see value for our money, our taxpayers' money. Therefore, Honorable Minister of Works and other entities.
Honorable Member.
Yes.
Are you really serious when you say you recommend we close the road?
That's where our money is being eaten, Honorable Speaker. They are eating our money using the propaganda that they are doing the best in that road.
Honorable Zake.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, the Ministry of Works and Transport. Right Honourable Speaker, and the House will agree that this is one of the ministries that has a lot of rot in it. Just a few weeks back, Right Honourable Speaker, you gave us an opportunity as a Committee on Government Assurance to move across the country. And the task you gave us was touching still the same ministry. Right Honourable Speaker, this ministry, as it has a fresh minister, it needs thorough cleaning up. According to what we are seeing in this report, I want to thank so much the chair Honorable Speaker, I think you can see how young people were performing. When you see the Right Honorable Leader of Opposition and the Honorable Mwine Mpaka, how bright they are. Indeed, that's why your father is called bright. And this is totally unacceptable, Right Honorable Speaker, whereby we have such a project with such a loan that we got on behalf of all Ugandans, the taxpayers, and these people are still really moving around like that. And if I were the minister, these people immediately by this evening, they'll be in the coolers, sincerely. Right Honorable Speaker, I use that express highway whenever I'm going. Right Honorable Speaker, almost every day, but the people working on those tolls, something to add in the report. These people are not paid at all. They've told me so many months, they've moved when they have not been paid at all. And this is serious. Man has been taken. Even the people who are working on those tolls, they are complaining about their salaries. So this is something also we must talk about and then also add on the recommendation. Honorable Chair, I support you fully 100%. How I wish we can put in action all these recommendations. I thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
I want to provide some guidance so that the debate is structured. And we have about 14 recommendations. You see, if we don't structure them, that's why we shall end up resolving to close the road. The first, remind yourself of the first recommendation. I want to, like, if the first recommendation is that terminate the contract, and the last 14, number 14 says there is no subsisting contract. I want that kind of debate, whether you can terminate what does not what is not existing. I also want to hear, the legal issues in those for or against. So there are also recommendations for forensic audit. What follows? What kind of decisions do you take before audit is done as you process the debate? Honorable Naruyima? No. The road is in Wakiso. Okay, 2 minutes. You might close it without us.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the people of Wakiso District, allow me to appreciate the committee for these recommendations, and we entirely agree with them, though on item 10, recommendation 10, we are saying that the mandate to have financial and for value for money audits is entirely upon the Office of the Auditor General. Much as we are having gaps, but you also find that's under our Constitution, Article 163. It's the mandate of the Auditor General. We are not talking about the person, but we are talking about the office. So giving, again, URA another role to audit, to have a forensic audit, we are seeing conflict of interest. Yet it's now, again, URA, which we have recommended earlier to be the one to take over the management of finances. So I'm seeing some conflict there and then. I pray that we take it to the right office as far as our Constitution is concerned. And finally, on behalf of the people of Wakiso District, we request that more lights be provided to strengthen security on the Entebbe Express Highway. I thank you.
Are you suggesting that the theft is going on because of darkness?
Especially below the bridges,
Honorable
we have
Sekabira?
issues.
Is he here? Honorable Emmanuel?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. On this matter, Right Honorable, I am speaking with a heavy heart because this report is before us, and the public is looking forward to seeing our recommendations and actions being taken. Because in a few days to come, COSASA will bring another report on Rairi, on Luowa Hospital, and so many others. Therefore, I want to implore members to stand firm. We adopt all the recommendations because they are good recommendations. As of now, we cannot escape our duty of doing oversight. Therefore, I support the recommendations, and I want to ask all colleagues to support, to follow suit, so that there is accountability in accordance to Article 164 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, to hold all officers accountable for the money that government has lost. I submit.
Thank you. And I also want to get to hear from you members how we can process the recommendations against the Auditor General. I've never had. Are we going to be the first to process such kind of, and his Office of Parliament? And one person said, why now? 2017 to 2023, where was Parliament? Emmanuel, Honorable.
Thank you so much.
As we debate, we should have such, help me generate those kind of, yeah.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. The point you have mentioned is actually why I have stood up. But before that, I want to thank the chair and the committee for a good work done. When I joined Parliament in 2016, in public accounts for local government, our chair was Honorable Regan Okumu, and he would tell us there would be issues that we want to push very far with the Auditor General, and he would tell us Auditor General is actually one of our staff. If there is an issue, we can talk about it later. And it made me to respect that office and always want to deal with issues with them when we are like indoors. But now when a report comes out like that, it's like they feared to go and touch. I am wondering what could have happened. And you're right to say, how are we going to deal with that situation of the Auditor General? But it has also brought something in my mind. Who are the owners of Pinnacle and the other entity? Because there is a possibility that Auditor General, also knowing who are behind that entity, could have been fearing to go head on and go deeper into what is happening. So, but overall, Right Honorable Speaker, I support the recommendations, and I want to think that we can carry them wholly and implement them. Thank you.
Honorable Cyrus.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Chair and Speaker. First of all, I want to appreciate you. One time I listened to you and you said that you accounting officers who come to committees bear your own word, cross. If you know you have any issue to answer, answer. Be answerable to the word committees. So it starts with you. You are the one who has given us the courage. Two, I would love to thank Honorable Mwine Mpaka, a person whom in my honest heart I thought should have become a commissioner. But now I see if you had gone to the commission, you would have missed this good report. I'm so happy that you give us that pride. Now you are trying to salvage the image of Parliament. And everybody can see that we are working because of what you have done. Together with your colleagues. It takes courage for you to bring a report of this magnitude to the floor of Parliament. If you are weak, you will get money here and there and you just say, we forgot something. Yeah, so we really appreciate. It's not something simple. When we are coming to Parliament, we swear and we say, I will be there to defend and protect the Constitution. But once you are shown something small like this, you say, I forgot about the Constitution. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, it is time for us to shine. Let's do the job that God has sent us to do. And when you look at recommendation 1 and the last one, actually you are right to say, now, is there a contract that is existing? Now, if there is no contract, why should the toll gate be operating? People should now move freely for 3 months as we allow Minister of Works to fix a system properly that operates. Otherwise, if you tell them to go there in the morning, what are they going to use? They also don't have any good machine for now. Right, Honorable Speaker, that is the truth. Let the thing be opened. Let people operate. Let Minister of Works come to order and prepare what they are going to do. I want to thank you.
Honorable Gilbert Olanya. Then will be followed by Honorable Mutengo. I'm about to exhaust this way because we are actually saying the same thing. When you find a committee report where there is no minority, that should not generate a lot of debate. Yeah, there is consensus. That is a bipartisan. Honorable Olanya.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I recall when you are voted as a speaker, you told members of parliament to do research work and debate from the informed point of view. I recall you stated that when the report or any other matter arises on the floor of parliament, you have to do your research and talk from the informed point of view. On that note, Honourable Speaker, the chairperson stated clearly that for the last 5 years, there was a company called Egis. And for the last 3 months, the company changed to Pinnacle. I would like to find out from the chairperson. We have taken 5 years. Did you take time to follow any report on these Egis for the last 5 years? And the report that you are giving today, is it covering only for the 3 months that the new company has taken over? Right, Honourable Speaker, we need to be factual and very objective in our discussion. Number two, Right, Honourable Speaker, let the officers concerned and the chairperson and the committee, you stated that there were no contract agreements signed. The minister is here. The Minister of Works and ICT. Can they clarify to honorable members whether truly there were no contract signed between Pinnacle and Egis? Right, Honourable Speaker, I did my research.
Honorable Mutegu. You did not research well on that available time. Honorable Mutego.
Thanks very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Mine will be an advice to the Minister of Works that next time before we carry out such projects, let's carry out a thorough study in the region and we determine how our colleagues do certain things. There are friends in the region who carried out such a project and it was purely carried out by a private investor who is going to do works and collect money for themselves for 20 years. This will go a long way to save the taxpayers. It will reduce the burden on our grandchildren in terms of paying back. This person will come and invest his money, he collects, and later, after 20 years, he hands us back the road. That will go a long way to help the burden on loans and whatever. Thanks very much, Mr. Honourable Speaker.
Honourable Wall, as the lady's voice from this way, and honestly, that's enough. I will go this way. Yeah. Who is the DJ?
I think there is a saboteur somewhere. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I just want to say this morning we were for a committee of national economy, and there was a big question of our mobilization of domestic revenue, and also this accumulation of domestic arrears. We have losses in the country just because we don't love our country. We really don't love our country. If we love our country, we should love those people down there who are not getting services. The losses that we have been getting is also just because we have not tried to go digital. We have to go digital. How can we be paying 5,000, 10,000 in terms of cash? In some countries, even when you are buying maize, you don't go buying, you don't move with cash. You just buy through digital. And this digital will help also to reduce the losses. And we need to do better services to our people. I want to say this is one of the best reports for this year so far. So thank you very much, the Committee of Physical Infrastructure. You have done your work well, and that is why there is no differences between that side and this side. We are all in support of your committee, and that's why there is no minority report. I also say, let Uganda Revenue Authority do their work. Take
Honorable Chinamatama, you don't rise up. I have some names. I will come in the middle later on.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. I want to take this opportunity and appreciate the chairperson of the committee and the committee members for such a shocking but good news to Ugandans report. It is extremely shocking that there hasn't been any audit made for all these years. That is a big shocker for us. And I think that it's one of your recommendations that I strongly support. And I think after doing a forensic audit, this is when we should take these decisions of, for example, terminating the contract, letting the Ministry of Works take over, because then we would have an ultimate end truth to this matter. Thank you so much, Right Honorable.
Thank you. Honorable Bukenya, Doctor.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Allow me to thank the chair of the committee for the very good report and the members. Right Honorable Speaker, I've been observing issues lately, and I want to request the state, the executive, to be consistent. The way things are running in Chisanja, no sleep. You hear a story, you suspend, you arrest, institute another new team, and investigations take place. So this is what I want to propose. That based on what Honorable Mpaka is saying, and the team, and the time they have taken to come up with this report, this is a tip of the iceberg. So I request, like how we have been handling other things, we suspend operations of Pinnacle, Egis, and others, and we institute a team now to start running the operations. And then the investigations take place, like Balam has been doing, like they have done with URSB, and things move on when these people are on the side, and we be consistent. We be consistent as investigations take place, and then Ugandans will be happy. And after we get the report and we find people culpable, since this is Chisanja no sleep, we put faces on billboards on this expressway, such that every Ugandan knows and starts fearing corruption. We just put them up on top of the other sanctions they may get. We put faces there on billboards, and everyone who passes there knows that this is where the problem was. After the investigations, but immediate suspension, and another team takes over. And finally, I wanted to build on what Honorable
Oima, woman MP.
Okay, thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. As usual, I'm Wembabas Beatrice, the woman member of Parliament, Hoima District. Right Honorable Speaker, it is time for the hunter to be hunted. Because this has happened for 5 years. Where are the Auditor Generals of that time? This House must send a clear message, Right Honorable Speaker, to the public that infrastructure must be managed in the public interest and the revenues must be protected. This is the money that would have helped us to venture in other avenues for the development of this country. I commend the chairperson and the committee for the comprehensive report that it has given to us. We really need to see resources being managed well so that we can develop this country, because we can see broad daylight robbery. This is robbery of the highest order. So therefore, I, as a member of parliament for Hoima, I hereby support the committee.
Thank you. That is very Honorable Rogers. Then Honorable Nakai.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. First, I would like to thank the chairman and the committee for a job very well done. In my opinion, I would have thought the very good performance of the Entebbe Expressway would have given us a template and a blueprint for future infrastructure developments. But seeing the ills in that project, ranging from connivance by the relevant people, government entities, transfer pricing between Egis and Pinnacle, cash collections that are not declared, so many flaws, it really gives us a very bad impression of this project. I would like, therefore, to urge that the committee recommendations be upheld, but also one of the issues that you raised regarding how we treat the Auditor General. Given that he's an office under this August House, I think we need to have a very thorough discussion on how we manage performance, responsibility, and discipline where there is defiance or error. I therefore want to suggest, and I want to urge my brother, the Minister of Works, he should take this report in good faith, because if the performance improves, then he will have more money to do future projects using road toll. I therefore submit. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I'm Julius Nachi, Member of Parliament for Dadiri East in Sironko District. I associate myself with the recommendations of the committee, and I support them fully. I want this to be used as an opportunity for us to send a message that we are the 12th Parliament, a new generation of members of Parliament, who are not threatened, who are not cowards, but who are here to protect the will of the people. I want to address the issue of cost for this Entebbe Expressway. It is being said that the expressway cost, I think, $476 million. That is not true. There's an international accounting standard called borrowing costs 23. What it says is that when you borrow money for a capital project, you also capitalize the interest. Meaning, if we were to calculate the interest that we are going to pay for 40 years on the 350 million, the project cost should be more than 500 million. Now, from the report, we are getting only about 4.6 billion per year because the contract is taking 24 billion. That is equivalent to $1.2 million. To recover the investment, it will take us 400 years to recover the investment on the Entebbe Expressway. Now, what is the way forward? My recommendation is this. From the studies that have been done, it is possible that we can collect $1 million per month from this expressway, meaning $12 million per year. If we were to tender out this process, for example, like local governments, the way they do markets, we get people who have money, we tell them you'll collect 12 million in a year, instead give us 10 million now. Then you go and collect 12, so that we get our money in advance. Otherwise, even if we give to another entity of government, we may get the same problem. So it is better we privatize this collection. People pay us in advance, then they manage. If they get 20 million, that's up to them. But from the study, we know the minimum.
1 minute more. 1 minute more. Those experts are...
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. So I was saying, by doing that, for example, if we were to get 10 million per year, it will need only 35 years for us to get back, to pay back the loan, because the loan is 350 million. and it's for 40 years. So you'll see that the repayment period for the loan will be matching with the collections to be 35 years against 40 years. But for now, the repayment is, the payback period is 400 years, and yet we're supposed to pay back in 40 years. And also in 40 years, the useful life of the road will be done. The road will not exist beyond 50 years, so there will be no residual value to collect. So I submit that we go private. Thank you.
Thank you. Leader of government business, you know people you should deploy accordingly. Honorable Enos.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Before I debate, I want to cite Rule 100.
Can we listen to Honorable Enos? Why has he excited you?
Thank you so much. Right Honorable, I want first cite Rule 100. 1. A member shall not take part in a discussion of any matter before the House or committee in which the member has direct pecuniary interest, unless the member has declared the nature of the interest to the House. I want to first declare my interest in this matter, that Pinnacle Security is a personal friend. I went to school with him. And even when Egis was taking on the contract, I supported them in forming their quotation to Ministry of Works. But Right Honorable Speaker, as, now that I've put my interest to you, I would like to ask this House. First, I support and I appreciate the work of my colleagues, but there's a lot that was left out. And that's why I ask genuinely, because I spoke to the chairperson, I read the report, I had from Pinnacle Security, I really play that this House allows, we have a forensic audit of the last 5 years until today. Then we can determine effectively who is benefiting and who is paying the cost. Because when you look at the cost, Right Honorable Chair, the committee does not bring out to you that part of the 122 billion, 18 of that money is tax. 122 billion, 55 billion is what actually goes to the operation and maintenance, which is actually going to the contractors. And it's only not one contractor, there are 8 subcontractors that shared the 55 billion over 5 years. Now, meaning that the cost of actually running the road is not entirely 122 billion as they have brought it out. Number 2, Mr. Speaker, why I want us to do a forensic test is on the...
Honorable Isaac.
Right Honorable. Mr. I'm older than in Parliament. Sit down.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Right Honorable Speaker, I think when you call Isaac, we are many here.
Sorry, I'm sorry about
but
that.
I appreciate. I want to thank first of all the...
But since you said you're older than him,
yeah.
And then...
not only that, but I was his campaign manager. When he dismissed me.
Yes.
When he went through, he dismissed me. But on a serious note, I wish first of all to thank the committee. I want to thank the minister special way. I think, Honorable Minister, you did us good when you really accept the report, and you also thanked us for that report. It is our report, colleagues. It is our report, and my only prayer will be very brief. One, we now realize that we are grappling with the issue of roads in this country. It is now true that Uganda has enough money. It is true that you can use that money to build our infrastructure. And this business of coming to borrow, we are borrowing simply because we have in-house problems. And those who are borrowing are the ones who are mismanaging the money. I get cold feet. Because here we are, and the government came in a good idea. We have seen roads building roads. And therefore, to break this vicious circle, we need to take this report very seriously. How? One, we need to be given timeline when it should be implemented. Two, I want to say to agree with the Attorney General or the Solicitor General for that purpose. There are going to be legal implications. It's very true we can talk here, but when you terminate and you re-terminate, there is a cost involved. They will not come back here, but...
Honorable Cadet, you've made a very good point. Yeah. Then after Honorable Cadet, we shall have Honorable Dia, who had a procedural issue. Then we shall have Honorable Sarah Chitio. Yes, and then...
Thank you very much.
The other Isaac, yeah.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to discuss the report on infrastructure. I begin by thanking the chairperson and the committee for the great work and great report submitted to Parliament. Right Honorable Speaker, I'm so happy that the report will exonerate us as Parliament because they have highlighted how the corrupt have tried to capture the state. And it is high time that for us, we throw the guillotine, but politically. We know corruption is fought politically, administratively, and legally. Now, our role as Parliament, we've been given a report. We trust our members on that committee. Therefore, we adopt his reports, the recommendations 100%, and also urge the executive that some of those people mentioned in the report are basically appointed. So let the executive take administrative measures by disappointing those guys from their positions because they have been swindling a lot based on the report. Then the legal matters will be followed later, but not by us. Lastly, Right Honorable Speaker, the road sector is one of the engines for development. And as earlier said, one of the models for constructing roads is by having an effective road toll.
Honorable Dia, 2 minutes.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, it's in record that I am one of the fighters against corruption in this Parliament. And as State Minister ICT, this matter has a lot of audit queries that are IT related. If it meant arresting Egis and Pinnacle, I would be #1 leading the entire team. But the question is, you are all aware that even government in that ICT ministry, through UTL, we are still battling with a briefcase company, you know that one, RCC, up to today. The question here with this matter that we are trying to address, is there a contract between the government of Uganda and Egis? Secondly, is there a contract between the government of Uganda and Pinnacle?